In this unit, we're going to be talking about loans. How much they cost, what the advantages and disadvantages are, because there's always advantages and disadvantages to borrowing money. Sometimes you have options which way to do it, and we're going to be dealing with that. So here we have three options listed to borrow $200. A bank loan at 5% interest means the bank charges you 5% interest. They compound it quarterly to be repaid in a single payment after 1 year. Option B, a bank loan at 5% compounded quarterly, but now they're asking for payments of $51.57 every 3 months. Or asking your friend for a loan to be repaid in one or more payments totaling $212 at any time within 1 year. I'm going to work from the bottom up here because that's the level of complexity we go at. The loan from the friend, we know that the total payments that you will have to pay back is $212. Now, borrowing money from a friend has advantages because you know if you have $10, you can pay them back $10. You can take them out for dinner and count that. There's many different ways to pay back that friend. But our total amount we have to pay back is $212. We also have some disadvantages with getting money from a friend. They might be the type to bug you about it constantly, but right now we're not going to look at that. We're just going to look at the absolute dollar value, $212. Option B, bank loan at 5% compounded quarterly. We know the payments will be $51.57 every 3 months. So if we want to look at the total amount you'd have to pay back to the bank, that would be $51.57 times 4. Yes, because we're paying back every 3 months, it will be 4 times per year. Gives us a total we're paying back to the bank of $206.28. So at this point, advantage to the bank for needing less money in total, but the disadvantage with the bank in this situation is that at the end of 3 months, you have to have $51.57. You can't delay it for a week. You can't pay them early. You pay them on their schedule. Option A here is the most complex because we don't know the payment amount. We only know that the bank loan is at 5%. It's compounded quarterly, and we're paying back in one single payment. For this, we need to turn to some technology, namely Graphing Calculator. It has a very robust finance app, and I've taken a screenshot of the calculator app for the phone. The one on the handheld calculators looks very similar, but we will be dealing with the phone for now. The one on the handheld calculator functions exactly the same. So we need to identify 7 different variables. These are just the defaults that the calculator puts in, but we will have to change them. N is the total number of payments. And as we said in scenario A, that will be 1 payment, so we will switch that out to 1. The I% is the interest rate that the bank is charging you as a percent. We do not need to change it to a decimal. That was 5%. PV is the present value of the loan or the starting value of the loan. In this case, you took $200 from the bank. PMT is the regular payment amount. We don't know what this is in scenario A, and that's what we're going to be solving for. We can leave it as a 0. We can, in fact, leave it as whatever, because the calculator will work it out based on the other 6 things we substitute in. FV is the final value of the loan, which will most often be 0, because we're going to pay out this loan completely. Payments per year, P per Y. Now this defaults to 12 for that would be monthly payments, but in scenario A we're paying back once at the end of the loan, so in this case that would be 1. And the last piece is compounds per year. This is how often the bank calculates interest. Said in the example that it's compounded quarterly, which would mean this is 4 times per year. We will flip over to the graphing calculator right now. To access this app, and again it works the same whether it's the phone or whether it's a handheld, we press apps. If you're on the calculator handheld, you will see an option for finance. That's the one we choose here as well. And we will choose the top option, TVM Solver, which gets us to this screen. At this point, it's a matter of going and changing the values for each item. So N is 1, we can just type over the top. Press down. Interest percent is 5. Go down. Present value 200. Payment, we don't know what the monthly or the final payment will be, but we can leave it as a 0. Final value will be 0. Payments per year, we can clear this out, but if you press clear it doesn't work, we just type over the top because there will be 1 payment per year. And we have 4 compounds per year. We need to quit out of this, and it will be second mode no matter what type of calculator you have. Now to calculate out the payment amount, we go back to apps, we go back to finance, but as you can see underneath TVM Solver, we have the first 5 options are the ones that matter. PMT, I%, PV, N, and FV. Those 5 options will allow us to solve for anything that we need inside this scenario. We want to find what the monthly payment will be, so we'll pick TVM PMT. And to calculate the payment amount, we just hit enter. And you'll notice that we get a negative number. That is a convention that will apply on both the app version and the handheld version of the calculator. A negative value for payment indicates that you are paying money out. So you are paying out $210.19 to the bank. Flipping back over to the scenario here. So the bank loan with 1 payment would be $210.19. And at this point, it's a judgment call for you, whether you choose to take the money from your friend and have to pay back more, but have the flexibility to make small payments whenever you need, or you take either of the bank loan options, which do cost less, but are less flexible. That's one of the main things we're going to be looking at through this unit, is not only calculating out the amount of payment or the amount of interest, etc., but also making a judgment call on which is the best option. I'm not going to say which one is the best because each of you may choose something different based on what you feel. If we're looking at the cheapest option, option B is definitely the cheapest, but that may not be your only motivation here.